My name is Melching, and I'm the director of Tostan. Tostan is a non-governmental organization that works mainly in Africa. We're in 8 African countries working on basic education. The major goal is to give women, and particularly girls and women, the information they need to make important decisions to improve their futures. The women in our classes started thinking about the issue of female genital cutting because they really had not known the health consequences that came from cutting. They had seen problems related to health, but they did not associate them with the practice itself. They thought maybe this was the intervention of evil spirits or someone working against them or against their children. And so when they started realizing that this was a direct consequence of the cutting, they started standing up and deciding to abandon the practice. The movement since 1997, when they first did this, has accelerated, and we're at over 5,500 communities that have now abandoned that practice in Senegal. And then in the other countries where we are working also, we have seen the growth of this movement of people who realize now their human rights and how this can constitute human rights violations because it is impacting their health negatively. I think one of them was, and originally when we started working on human rights, we were doing just women's rights. And that really did not work. As you can imagine, when the men started hearing that women were doing their rights, they said, wait a minute, what is this all about? So we realized this could constitute a major obstacle. We absolutely started working on that. Instead of just having women's classes, we said we've got to open this up to adolescents, to men, and get them totally involved. And we really work a lot with the religious leaders. We work with the traditional leaders. In fact, they've become major leaders and spokespeople for the movement for women's rights. I think that is so critical in any social movement. Everyone really must be included in order for there to be a large-scale change. The major advice I would give to a young social entrepreneur would be to listen, listen, listen. Listen to the people, listen carefully, always begin where they are. Certainly do not judge. I think that's one of the worst mistakes people make, is coming in with an attitude, oh, we're going to come in with something that's going to really make a difference in your life. I think that it's critical to start where people are and to listen to them, respect them, work alongside them rather, of course, than working on them or even for them. They can work for themselves, but they do need information. They love new ideas when they're brought in a respectful way. My long-term vision for Tostan is that we will be able to continue on with this educational work. We have millions and millions of women, girls who have been married at 12, who've had to leave school, but who do need basic education. They do need a program on health, on literacy, on project management skills. And I think that this kind of education needs to be spread. We can do it, other NGOs are working on it, and I think this has to spread throughout Africa and other developing nations. Education is the key. We all know it, and yet there are not enough resources put into education. But I truly believe that when people get an empowering education, they will make a huge difference in the state of the world. We will move towards peace.